Cyberlux Army and Moneymakers, welcome back to the channel. Why Cyberlux? Is it good time to buy Cyberlux? Right now, Cyberlux is trading at 0.013. Why that can be 2x or 3x investment just within next few days or maybe in next couple of weeks. Let's talk about all the kind of juicy information. We are having a Juneteenth holiday at the moment. However, there could be a short trading week. I'm looking into some particular stock that includes CYBL. Another stock that I'm looking closely into is MULN Automative because of their tests are running super exciting, exceeding expectations. And last but not the least, I'm looking into RDBX as well. Let's talk about Cyberlux. What is going on? A couple of things that you want to put your attention towards. Number one is we'll talk about how the repurchasing program is shaping up. Basically, the buyback shares for 19.5 million. The next one we are going to talk about is how stronger the community is. The third thing that we're going to talk about is their overall revenue for Q1 and their profitability. One of a kind OTC stock. Remember, it's not listed on NYSE or NASDAQ. Regardless of that, they have been in the business for the last 20 years, and this is probably the best time to buy the stock because now they started running into super good revenue streams and profitability. Take a look. It was founded in 2000. Now, if you ask me whether a company that was founded in 2000 is it a good buy in 2022, in my opinion, yes, why not? But you will have to find a turning point as to when you want to buy. If someone bought that stock in 2000, they just sat on it for 22 years. Now if I bought it last year in 2021, I double, triple the money. I'm riding for free. No problem. I'm just looking to buy more stocks because I think it's going to double from this price point. Why? Back in the days, we saw CYBL went to 6.5 cents. Take a look. 6.5 cents on September 28th, 2021. Not too long ago, but since then we were starting to drop, and it's not just CYBL. All small cap stocks getting hammered in 2022. Large cap stocks not as much, but think the other way around. When the market will rebound, or if it rebounds, small cap stock will have the most gains because they were hammered a ton more. So that's what I'm thinking into. Let's talk about CYBL and what's going on. CYBL is doing a great job of folks keeping us posted. More than 10,500 followers on their Twitter handle. Now, what you want to think about the repurchase program or buyback program. So, they announced the share repurchasing program and directs the $19.5 million of current and future cash flow to fund the purchase of the outstanding shares. Now, they're not going to get more debt, get into more financing situation, which is going to be win-win. Now, think about the company wants to buy from their profitability their own stocks. Now, if you watch Shark Tank, you might have noticed that what people do is when they get profit, they put that back into their business and they grow the business even more. This is the very similar strategy that CYBL is trying to do. Once again, it is an OTC pink CYBL. I would love to see OTC current in next few days as well. That announces this news just before a couple of days. Now, what is buyback program? If you're a new investor, take a look. Buyback is when the company or the share repurchase, the company decides to buy their own shares with their outstanding shares to reduce the number of shares available in the open market. When they reduce the number of shares available in open market, that's a win-win situation, not only for the company but for the shareholders as well. Companies buy back share for a number of reasons, because they can increase the value of the remaining shares by reducing the supply or prevent the shareholders from taking the controlling stake. Now, what are the key takeaways? Buyback is when corporation purchases its own share. We already know that from the open stock market, so they might be buying from open markets something like what you and I can buy. They can also have some private or confidential transactions with the private parties as well. A repurchase reduces the number of shares outstanding and thereby inflating the positive earning for the share often value of the stock. That is going to only help the shareholders. Now, don't forget that companies stakeholders or companies insiders, they're also part of this shareholder program, and they might have the stocks in large amount of quantity from the open market as well. A share purchase program can demonstrate to investors that the business has sufficient cash set aside for emergencies and low probability of economic trouble, which means it builds a ton more confidence into the company because company believes in themselves. Now if you think about what CYBL is doing, once again CYBL, what they're doing, you already know that they have DoD, Department of Defense, and they have a lot of corporate clients as well outside of DoD. Now they have existing relationships with all this Department of Defense for last 20 years, and that is going to come into fruition in 2022-2023 because the company is expecting almost $45 million in revenue, and the company is expecting to be profitable as well. Now with that, what the company announced is that directors have approved, board of directors have approved the share repurchase program under which the company may repurchase up to 19.5 million in value of their outstanding stock, which has a par value of 0.001, so 1/10 of 1 cent per share. Now from time to time they have been doing a ton of enhancement not only into their financial model, but they also want to reduce their open shares from the common shares from the open market. Companies may purchase, so this is not going to be a one time and done. This is going to be in progression. Mostly it will be in phases. I do not have more information, but you want to think about company may repurchase up to 19.5 million value in the outstanding common shares. Now, this common shares in the open market, it's privately negotiated, subject to market conditions, subject to share price, and other factors. Now, you cannot really time the market, but the company can also figure out when they want to buy, and that's their right, and these purchases will be made in accordance with the Security and Exchange Commission, which is SEC rules and regulations. So you want to think about that. This is a very strategic plan. What else you want to think about when you think about CYBL? The first quarter financial earning, which builds a ton more confidence into the company because they are sustaining more than $2 million in revenue month over month over month. So for last consecutive months, they have shown the strength and consistency around their revenue and sales. Not only that, they also announced that they have 1.24 million, so almost $1.25 million in net income for quarter ended March 31st, 2022, which is amazing. So let's take a look at this in compliance with OTC markets. The company has filed minor updates and requested confirmed deliveries delivered of $6.25 million in revenue, and they have posted $1.24 million in net income for the quarter ended 31st of March. They grew the revenue by 6.24 million compared to $0 in revenue. Don't forget that this is amazing because they did not really have any revenue in 2021, and which is why I am saying you want to buy the stock at the right time and you also want to sell it. If you want to ride it for free, look at this channel, click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, and the revenue grew from 0 to 6.2 million, which is a massive 543% increase year over year in their net income and net revenue, with the net income of 1.2 million versus almost close to $200,000 that they had. Additionally, they also revenue grew 13.8% quarter over quarter. So from Q4 to Q1 2022, that is the growth that they are showing. Now the company also grew their balance sheet asset to $10.5 million. The company did not really worth anything. If you take a look at CYBL once again right here, you should be able to see that their market cap is 75.37 million. So what I'm trying to get at is the company is a pretty small company. Even at the moment, can it grow to 200, 300, 400 million? 100% if the revenue is spiking up, because they want to become $100 million revenue company, very similar to ILUS. Now, CYBL's growth is amazing. Not only that, the revenue grew 13.88% from Q4 to Q1. Usually Q1 is slower quarter compared to Q2, Q3, and Q4. Regardless of that, they have done amazingly well in the first quarter. That builds even more confidence that the company is going to grow in Q2, Q3, and Q4. The revenues from operations is this we already talked about. The first quarter of plan of they exceeded their own revenue because their plan was $4.5 million in revenue and they exceeded that by 1.7 million, beating the plan by 38.8%. The revenue from operations of 14.3 million from previous 12 months. So think about it. They have almost done, not exactly half, but close to half, because 14 divided by 2 is almost 7 and they are already at 6.25. So they have done 50% of their entire revenue that they had done in 21. So that means that the company has stronger projections. Their balance sheet is looking so strong. They grew their balance sheet from 0 to almost $10.5 million. Net income from operation in previous 12 months was 3.1 million, and right now they've already done 1.25 million. Now if you multiply that by 4 without considering anything else, it's a $5 million net income just in 2022 compared to 2021. So they're going to do a lot better than last year. They have more great numbers to report back to us as the time progresses. Their total asset, once again, 10.5 million, and they only had $78,000 in previous 12 months into the asset. So the total asset grew by 133 times year over year. And this is again OTC stock. I have seen some OTC stocks that are doing so well. ILUS is one of them and CYBL is next, but I do see a ton more opportunity at this point, given that the low price point for CYBL, that it has ton more opportunity to grow. More than anything else, once again, why would a company buy back their own shares? We talked about $19.5 million buyback or repurchase program. Because of this key takeaways, companies do buyback for various reasons. One, to consolidate their equity value. They want to make sure that their equity value increases and they look more attractive financially, and which is what I'm thinking about. I'm telling you guys, this time, this is going to be a short week. 1 cent, CYBL is on sale. This is not a buy or sell video. I'm just sharing my own opinion. You do your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor and this is not an advice. So do your own due diligence. This is only for the entertainment purposes, but I want to share what I research and this is my way to giving back to community. Hit the like button if you can also subscribe. Wonderful. The downside for the buyback is typically they have finance with debt, or there could be hurting their cash flow, so on and so forth. In this situation, CYBL is not going to enter into any financial debt or any financing situation. Stock buybacks have mildly positive effect on the economy overall. I'm not really super worried about, because CYBL is such a small company, not going to make a huge impact into the economy, but what they can do is they can make an impact on their own stock price. Now, if you think about what else CYBL that you should think about, their volume is still low. Their average volume is 34.3 million versus their volume on Friday was 15 million, so cut in half. So we don't have that much big of a volume, and which is what makes me think that this is a buying opportunity, because when the volume goes up, you and I can make a ton more money, because there will be FOMO, fear of missing out. People will wake up all of a sudden and they want to buy CYBL. We have seen what happened with ILUS. We have seen what happened with RDBX. We have seen what happened with MULLEN. So these are some speculative stocks, especially CYBL. OTC market, very micro cap, small cap stock. So you want to be very careful. You can make 2, 3, 5, 10x return on your investment. On the flip side, you can lose 50, 70, 80% as well. So don't invest your entire portfolio. Make sure you only invest the money that you're willing to lose and don't wake you up at night. However, now with their average volume that we have seen, more than 30 plus million or 35 million, we are seeing their daily volume is cut in half. When the volume goes back up, we will start seeing the price spikes up as well. We saw that they were about 2 cents, precisely 236 or 228 or 224, 2250. So 250 is precisely double than where we are at the moment. So it's a great 2x opportunity. I just wanted to put it in front of you before the market opens tomorrow. Take the advantage. If I can show you on the chart, I have done my due diligence. I have done my research. Take a look at this moving average. So this red part is the moving average. Went down. Right now we are still in the cosine state. The cost kind of a state will go back into the sine wave, and that will be start rising it up, and we have started seeing some of the spikes right here where the real-time price, so the blue line or the blue bar is the real-time price that is above the moving average on a given day. which is once again a bullish sign. Here we went below, but in my opinion, we are going to go and rise above the moving average. And if you take a look right here, we spiked up like this, and we went to, once again, we went to 6.5 cents. I'm not saying we are gonna go anywhere near in next few weeks, but what I am saying is there is a huge potential and possibility that this stock can go to 2 to 3 cents in very near future. I'll quote this video once again. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy. If you also want to see one last thing before I go, RSI. This RSI is 38. That makes me think that this RSI is super good. It's a balanced RSI, but more towards oversold condition. When you are as a stock in the oversold condition, that means the buying is going to happen in next few weeks, next few days, next few hours. This is the chart for many multiple days and months. If you take a look at 1 month, you should be able to see how the RSI is on a daily basis. It's between 30 and 40. Very balanced RSI. That all makes me think that we can just go surpass this red line. Once again, the red line is definitely the moving average, and we want to go beyond that. And in my opinion, we'll hit 2 cents very soon. Hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you find extra happy, click on the join button and help support the channel. I'll see you in the next video.